Sadhavas samadarshanaha vashe kurvanti mam bhaktya vashe kurvanti mam bhaktya satstriyah satpatim yatha satstriyah satpatim yatha mayi nirbadha hridayaha sadhavas samadarshanaha vashe kurvanti mam bhaktya satstriyah satpatim yatha mayi nirbadha hridayaha sadhavas samadarshanaha vashe kurvanti mam bhaktya satstriyah satpatim yatha mayi nirbadha hridayaha sadhavas samadarshanaha vashe kurvanti mam bhaktya satstriyah satpatim yatha mayi nirbadha hridaya sadhavas samadarshanaha vashe kurvanti mam bhaktya satstriyah satpatim yatha mayi, unto me, nirbadha hridayaha, firmly attached in the core of the heart, sadhavaha, the pure devotees, samadarshanaha, who are equal to everyone, vashe, under control, kurvanti, they make, mam, unto me, bhaktya, by devotional service, satstriyaha, chaste women, satpatim, unto the gentle husband, yatha, as. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Translation. As chaste women bring their gentle husbands under control by service, the pure devotees who are equal to everyone and completely attached to me in the core of the heart bring me under their full control. Please repeat this translation. As chaste women bring their gentle husbands under control by service, the pure devotees who are equal to everyone and completely attached to me in the core of the heart bring me under their full control. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. In this verse, the word samadarshanaha is significant. The pure devotee is actually equal toward everyone as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 18.54. Brahma bhuta prasannatma na shochati na kankshati samas sarveshu bhuteshu. Universal brotherhood is possible when one is a pure devotee. Pandita samadarshinaha. A pure devotee is actually learned because he knows his constitutional position, he knows the position of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he knows the relationship between the living entity and the Supreme Lord. Thus he has full spiritual knowledge and is automatically liberated. Brahma bhutaha. He can therefore see everyone on the spiritual platform. He can comprehend the happiness and distress of all living entities. He understands that what is happiness to him is also happiness to others, and that what is distress to him is distressing for others. Therefore, he is sympathetic to everyone. As Prahlad Maharaj said, Shoche tato vimukha chetasa indriyartha maya sukhaya bharam udvahato vimudhan. People suffer from material distress because they are not attached to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. A pure devotee's chief concern, therefore, is to raise the ignorant mass of people to the sense of Krishna consciousness. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. Om Ajnanatimmirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. These are words spoken by Lord Narayana to Durvasa Muni. In a previous verse, the Lord has said, I am completely under the control of my devotees. Indeed, I am not at all independent. So how is it that the Supreme Lord is under the control of his devotees? So that is explained in this verse, that there are certain characteristics of pure devotees because of which the Supreme Lord, even though he is the supreme controller of everyone, he willingly, lovingly puts himself under the control of his devotees. That's because the pure devotees are equal to everyone. Sadhavaha. Sadhu means a pure devotee. This is according to Bhagavad Gita. Bhajate mam ananyabhak sadhureva samantavyaha. Is the verse. 9th chapter, 30th verse. Apichetsu duracharo bhajate mam ananyabhak sadhureva samantavyaha samyagyavasito hisaha. So, according to Bhagavad Gita, a sadhu is one who is bhajate mam ananyabhak, who engages in pure devotional service without deviation under any circumstances. So, sadhu means a pure devotee. So here, sadhavaha samadarshanaha. This is a characteristic of a pure devotee. A pure devotee is actually equal toward everyone. In which way does a pure devotee see everyone equally? Even in the outside world, there is some conception of equality of everyone. But a pure devotee's vision of equality is not the same as the vision of equality which ordinary people have in the outside world. A devotee is able to see everyone equally on the spiritual platform. On the material platform, there is no equality. Everyone has got a particular type of material body according to their own karma. And every person is an individual. Individual means every person has to enjoy and suffer the results of his or her own activities. The laws of karma are very, very, very strict, very stringent, and there is no possibility of anybody escaping the law of karma, enforced very, very, very strictly by the most powerful Durga Devi. She is very, very powerful. So nobody can escape the strict control of Durga Devi if they are having a material body, if they have taken birth under the laws of karma, then there is no possibility of anybody being outside the control of Durga Devi. So in this regard, Durga Devi sees everyone equally. She does not do any partiality. It's only foolish demons who think that I can somehow please Durga Devi and then I can get some special benediction from her. But actually Durga Devi is not partial toward anyone. Even if somebody worships Durga Devi and gets some benedictions from her, that's simply another facet of illusion, that's all. As much as any foolish person thinks, by my hard work I have earned a lot of money, another foolish person will think, by pleasing Durga Devi I have got a lot of wealth. Yet another person will think, by Durga Devi's mercy I have become very powerful, materially powerful. All are different facets of illusion, that's all. Under the clutches of the three gunas, through which Durga Devi is completely keeping everyone under control. And Durga Devi is Krishna's personal energy. his own potency. So, the vision of equality has to be properly understood. What is the vision of equality of a pure devotee? A pure devotee is able to see everyone equal on the spiritual platform, because on the spiritual platform we understand and we can know that everyone is a spirit soul. So as spirit soul, everyone is equal. But their bodies are different according to their karma. And everyone is undergoing the reactions of their past activities as given out by Kala. Kala, Karma, Guna. These three are acting simultaneously. Kala dictates at this time who should get what reaction of their past karma. And the gunas are going to give out that karma, the reaction. Karma means the reaction, without any partiality. In the scriptures it is explained, Durga Devi, in one of her features, she has got 10 hands. And all the 10 hands are 10 weapons. So you can just understand how she is very, very strict. You see, all the 10 hands are weapons. And constantly, living beings are harassed, in one sense, by the threefold miseries. Even if somebody seems to be not suffering, but actually the body itself is such a fragile covering that always there is the threat of the threefold miseries. Any time the body can become diseased or sick. Any time another living entity can actually give trouble, give some suffering. Any moment there can be some calamity, natural calamity, adi adhyatmika, adi bhautika, adi daivika, klesha. So even though Durga Devi doesn't always personally give trouble to somebody through her 10 weapons, but one Trishul she is holding, Trishul. So that Trishul represents the threefold miseries. The threefold miseries. Like that, there's a description. Each of the weapons she can directly use. You would have seen a picture of Durga Devi killing this Mahishasura. She got the name Mahishasura Mardini. So she uses that Trishul for killing this demon. But even if she doesn't directly use the weapon, but the representation of these miseries is there in the form of the 10 weapons. So constantly we are harassed by the different miseries in this material world. Only under illusion somebody may think, oh, now I am safe. But actually nobody is safe in this world. Especially with a material body and a material mind. How can you be safe if you are on the material platform of existence? You cannot be safe. Any time death can come, any time any calamity can affect even the safest person. So, a devotee is not under the effect of the illusory energy. Pure devotee means above the material modes. Sagunan samatityaitan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. So pure devotee is on the spiritual platform. Brahma bhuta prasannatma. Always joyful because material miseries don't affect a devotee. Even though a devotee may have a material body, but that material body a devotee uses in Krishna's service exclusively. Only in service. No sense enjoyment. No material enjoyment using this material body. So such a devotee, by completely engaging the material body and material mind in Krishna's service, is able to get out of the clutches of illusion. Is situated above illusion. And from the transcendental platform, the devotee is able to see beyond the body and mind how every living being is a spirit soul, not the body, not the mind. And simply because they are not situated in Krishna consciousness, they are suffering and suffering and suffering all the time. So a pure devotee, while being able to see the spiritual equality of all beings, all living beings, also is able to see everyone except the pure devotees. Everyone else is simply under the clutches of illusion. So therefore, a pure devotee works for the welfare of all suffering souls in this material world. Everyone is suffering. The rich, the poor, the young, the old, educated, uneducated, illiterate, pious, and sinful people. Everyone is under the clutches of Maya. Everyone is suffering. So the pure devotee always works for raising the people to Krishna consciousness. As soon as one is elevated to Krishna consciousness, immediately the person becomes free from all miseries. Immediately the person comes out of illusion. Immediately. It's like a person is drowning in the ocean. If somebody lifts that person even 1 inch above the water, immediately there is relief. Immediately there is relief. So, in a similar way, if one is elevated to the spiritual platform, Brahma Bhuta platform, there are 2 platforms of existence in this material world. Jiva Bhuta platform and Brahma Bhuta platform. According to the Bhagavad Gita, Jiva Bhuta is Manashyashtani Indriyani Prakritisthani Karshati. This is the Jiva Bhuta platform. Mamaivamsho Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatanaha. All living entities are mine, part and parcel. They are my amsha. They are same in quality as me. But still, when they are in material existence, called Jiva Bhuta existence, then Manashyashtani Indriyani Prakritisthani Karshati. They are engaged in a hard struggle for existence with the 6 senses, including the mind. The senses are constantly harassing, demanding. And a foolish person will simply try to satisfy the senses, satisfy the mind, and become engaged in a hard struggle for existence. Karshati means engaged in a hard struggle. And this is true for everyone without exception. Even the demigod worshippers, even the yogis who have got siddhi, they are also engaged in hard struggle. You see the hard struggle of Durvasa Muni now, running from one place to another place, even using his mystic power. He thinks that he can escape or he can get some safe shelter. But nowhere there is safe shelter. The whole creation, whole universe, there is no safe shelter. Prakritisthani Karshati. Even the yogis. So therefore, the pure devotees take compassion upon suffering souls, because the pure devotees are not in Jiva Bhuta platform. They are on the Brahma Bhuta platform. Brahma Bhuta platform is characterized by Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma. Prasannatma. Immediately they become joyful. Na shochati na kangshati. No lamentation and no hankering. This is a big relief. If we don't have to suffer from this lamentation and hankering, that's really big relief for anyone in this material world. And further, Samassarveshu Bhuteshu, no longer on the spiritual platform will one see people in terms of their body, in terms of their material position or material wealth or material relationship. No. They are able to see on the spiritual platform the same spirit soul who is part and parcel of Krishna. Equally, samasarveshu bhuteshu. Now the basis of this equal vision is explained in the 5th chapter. Pandita samadarshinaha. This is because of the platform of knowledge. What is the platform of knowledge? Vidya vinaya sampanne brahmane. A pure devotee is able to see even a gentle and learned brahmana. Gavi hastini. Gavi means cow. Hastini means elephant. Shunichaiva shvapakecha, dog, and a dog eater, shvapaka, chandala. Everyone equally on the spiritual platform. So the equality is not in terms of the body, is not even in terms of the mind. It is in terms of the spirit. So a learned person is able to see the real self, and therefore such a person does not make distinction in terms of body. As soon as this bodily distinction is transcended, then one becomes immediately peaceful. This is the basis of peace. To transcend the bodily platform. Neither I am this body that I am inhabiting, nor anyone else is the body that they are inhabiting. So one becomes peaceful, and on the basis of this peace, one becomes free from all kinds of lamentation, hankering. Material desires cannot harass such a person. People are not peaceful also because they are always constantly harassed by material desires. Even somebody like Indra, he has so much of opulence, of course, relatively speaking, compared to other living beings. He has so much of opulence, but he is not peaceful. He is always in anxiety, always in anxiety. So, peace is possible only for a devotee. Only for a devotee. Vihaya kaman yes sarvan pumams charati nispruha nirmamo nirhankarha sashanti madhigacchati. There are 2 verses in the 2nd chapter, in the end. Apuryamanam achala pratishtham samudramapa pravishanti yadvat tadvat kamayam pravishanti sarve sashanti mapnoti na kama kami. Just like it was described, Ambarish Maharaj, he engaged all his senses in devotional service, and all his desires he engaged in simply satisfying the desires of the Lord. What is that verse? Natu kama kamyaya. Kamam cha dasye natu kama kamyaya. Kamam cha dasye. He engaged all his desires in serving the Lord 24 hours a day. Whereas those who are not devotees, they are busy always satisfying their material desires in different ways. Even if they are trying to satisfy their desires in a sattvic way, or rajasic way, or tamasic way, whichever way. Like jnanis, after cultivating knowledge, they are able to situate themselves on the platform of goodness. But even in the platform of goodness, there is no peace. Because they are harassed by this desire for liberation. They are harassed by this desire for liberation. You see, a devotee is already liberated. So no harassment of any desire. No harassment of any desire. So therefore, peace is possible only for somebody who is situated in Krishna consciousness. Sashanti mapnoti na kama kami. He who tries to satisfy his material desires, he cannot be peaceful. But one who is able to give up all such material desires by engaging in devotional service, artificially trying to give up desires, like so many people try. To give up material desires, but artificially it's not possible. It happens only if somebody engages in devotional service to Krishna. Then the desires become purified. The desires become purified. You cannot kill desires altogether, because living being means characteristic of living force is desire. So when they try to artificially kill the desire, they can never succeed in doing so. So one desire changes to another desire, or one desire becomes many other desires. So they don't get relief from desires, material desires. Whereas a pure devotee is able to purify his desires. And the pure desires are simply desire for serving Krishna. And that is joyfully done. Very joyfully it is done. It results in transcendental bliss because Krishna reciprocates with such devotees. So much so that Krishna's reciprocation is such that if the devotee is simply dedicated for Krishna's service, then such a devotee captures Krishna in his heart. Captures Krishna in his heart. And then Krishna is very pleased to always sit in the heart of the devotee. Not like Paramatma. As Paramatma, the Lord has entered everybody's heart because every living being in this material world is helpless to enjoy materially. Because we are spirit soul, we don't know how to enjoy materially. So the Lord enters the heart and facilitates our material enjoyment. Because for material enjoyment, we have to use our material senses as instruments. We have to deal with material objects of the senses. So all this is not possible for the spirit soul in his constitutional position. Spiritually, spiritual beings, they do not know how to enjoy materially. So, Paramatma facilitates this material enjoyment by making this arrangement of a working material body. See, this body is simply a lump of matter. Lump of matter cannot work. Just like a table, a lump of wood. Can it work? No. Similarly, this body also, it is working because Paramatma is active in this body. This is a secret revealed in the Bhagavad Gita. As spirit soul sitting in this body, I am just a observer, kshetrajna. I am just a knower of this body, that's all. I am not the doer of any material activity. Material activities are carried out by material nature under the direction of Krishna, Paramatma, the direction of Paramatma. So, we are helpless in this body if Paramatma does not facilitate. So we should understand that we are not meant for enjoying materially. And spiritual pleasure is constitutional, it's natural. It is our eternal position. In our spiritual position, we are always joyful. Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma. Always joyful. Not that sometimes we are happy, sometimes we are unhappy. Our material existence, experience in material existence makes us think that sometimes we have to be unhappy. Though I want to always be happy, sometimes I have to be unhappy. And the struggle is how to be always happy. Even this so-called peace, when the mind is not too much agitated, then we think, oh, I'm peaceful. But sometimes there is, according to my limited understanding, sometimes my mind becomes disturbed, then I become filled with anxiety. But actually, the scripture says, Sada samudvigna dhyam asadgrahat. If you have accepted a material body and you are on the material platform, you are always in anxiety. Even miseries also. Not that sometimes miseries bother you. Always the miseries are bothering you. It is a foolishness that we think sometimes there are no miseries. Miseries are always there. Miseries are always there. Just like you can easily understand, If unfortunately somebody is afflicted by cancer, terminally ill person, means cancer has gone to fourth stage, they say fourth stage cancer. Then doctor says, cannot save this person. As if they can save anybody else. They can't save anybody. But at least they can do something to give some relief, immediate relief. So that person is told, generally told by the doctor that you can only live some few weeks or few days or few weeks, at the most few months. Then how the person becomes filled with anxiety? But is that true only for the person who is afflicted by cancer? No, it is true for everyone. Everyone has got to live some few days or few weeks or few months or few years. That's all. But foolishly, the others think, oh, I am going to live forever. This is very big illusion. Very big illusion. That I am going to live forever. In fact, Shukadeva Goswami calls this madness. Dehapatya kalatradishu atma sainyeshu asatswapi tesham pramatta nidhanam pashyannapi na pashyati. Pramatta means a mad person. Mad person. Only a mad person does not see that all the so-called sources of protection for me in terms of my body, my wife, my children, my possessions, etc., etc. All sources of material protection actually, nidhanam, they are all subject to destruction, death. That I do not see. Pashyannapi na pashyati. Though I am seeing, I don't see. Means I have experience that they are not going to be there forever, but still, I think only I am an exception. I am sick. So this is madness. This is real madness in this material world. So devotee takes compassion upon all such mad people in this material world, blind to reality. So he tries to give them Krishna consciousness, elevate them to Krishna consciousness, somehow tries to enlighten them, save them, give them some real knowledge. So that is the vision of equality of a devotee. So such a devotee is very, very, very dear to the Supreme Lord. So here he is telling, Lord is telling, Mayi nirbadha hrudayaha. They are completely attached to the Supreme Lord within the core of their heart. The core of their heart, what is their attachment? Their attachment is to the Supreme Lord. Because the Supreme Lord is everything for them. Such people, they are able to, such pure devotees are able to bring the Lord under full control. Because the Lord submits himself voluntarily, even though he is not. It's not possible to control him. Never possible, because he is unlimited and we are always limited. But still he subjects himself to their control out of love. Reciprocally. If a devotee loves Krishna, Krishna loves the devotee. It's reciprocal. If a devotee is always thinking of Krishna, Krishna is always thinking of the devotee. So, the example is given. Of course, these examples don't make much sense to people of this age, but at least in the former ages, this example was very easily understandable. Because it is said here, as chaste women bring their gentle husbands under control by service. Sat striyaha satpatim yatha. So Satstriya is a chaste woman who is completely devoted to her husband and devoted to the husband in serving the husband very nicely, exclusively. And the husband also, what kind of husband? Satpatim, gentle husband, who is again, Satpati means one who is situated on the spiritual platform in Krishna consciousness, a devotee. So again, the same thing, that a devotee is not attached to his wife. But if the wife is very chaste and renders nice service to the husband, and the husband voluntarily submits himself to his chaste wife. Voluntarily submits himself. Because he is detached, he cannot be under the control of his wife. But if the wife is serving very, very nicely, a chaste wife, she controls her husband. Krishna demonstrates this in Dwarka. The queens were rendering such nice service to Krishna. Even though they are queens, there are thousands of maidservants for everything. But still the queens will personally bathe Krishna, dress him, serve him food, fan him, do everything for him, even though there are thousands of maidservants meant for the purpose. They will take the position of the maidservant to serve Krishna in any way they can, they possibly can. And because of such service attitude, Krishna acts as if he is a henpecked husband. He becomes their servant. There's a description. Once Narad Muni brought one parijata flower from heaven, and when he was visiting Krishna, he gave that to Rukmini. Satyabhama came to know about that. Said, I didn't get. So Krishna said, don't worry, I'll get you an entire tree. Why just one flower? Why just one flower once? I'll get you a tree. Every day you can have a supply of these flowers. So Krishna took Satyabhama to heaven and brought one tree from there. So this is Krishna. Yeah, even he had to fight with Indra for getting it. He'll do anything. So, voluntarily the Supreme Lord comes under the control of his devotees. This is unknown to non-devotees actually. It is not known to non-devotees. Only the devotees know this. So these are all secrets which are revealed in the Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. So therefore, if we study Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, all these secrets are revealed. I'll stop here. Untitled Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.